Good morning, everybody. How's everyone's day going? Hope it's going well. As you might have gathered from the title, I've got a Necramech. Yay. Where are we? Under vehicles. Yep.
Operator, you have remembered well how the
And I've basically piled every single mod I had onto it. Including deflection, because that helps my survivability, I hope. But I mean, at least it does when I'm ranking up temporary warframes. I have not actually, before today, used one of these. So the first thing I had to do is find out where I could actually go with it. Obviously, I did find a place to go. In fact, that's why I'm somewhat later than usual, because I got stuck on Old Valis in a Thermia Fractures mission. In fact, that's what I'm going to return to, because it seems to me at the moment that's the best place I've got to level up. I also found out I got to get the mods from, what is it, Bird 3 on, well, not Old Brush Laboratory, but you get the general drift. I have no idea where I got these from, to be honest. I know where I got this one from. I bought that. I artificially got my standing level up so I could get it. So, yes, that's what we're doing. Let's go and rank up a Necramech. Because, let's face it, throwing down large amounts of machine gun fire is fun. I was going to have a rather pontifical commentary on why do I want a Necramech? Because I want to shoot stuff up with a big machine gun. That's it. And because it's kind of cool. So, we are going in hunt of Thermia Fractures. And pick a fight. Seems appropriate. I was actually going to show the whole thing, but that didn't quite work out as planned. Where are we? So what I got to do is find a suitable fissure that somebody wants to close and get round to closing it. Oh, there's a fissure. Not exactly unusual. And do we have... Yes, we do.
Defensive positions. Do not let them destroy the canister.
You know, it's kind of weird. I reckon I'm actually more vulnerable than if I'm in a regular... than I'm in my Gauss. Mental note to self, don't hover. Otherwise known as making a target of yourself. Ooh.
Ah, yes. Well, this is interesting. You've managed to attract a Kubradon, the apex predator of the Venusian plains. These massively framed beasts often travel in groups, claiming the whole of the valleys as their domain.
That was unexpected.
Especially when it gets dark.
I wonder how long before I can summon it up again.
A lot of response.
Yeah, not as survivable as this.
Prepare the track. Let's carry this animal to safety.
Slightly different tactics required, it seems. Don't get so up close and personal, make use of your range, that kind of thing. That's slightly embarrassing, to be honest. Was not expecting it to be quite so vulnerable. I suppose that's my own fault. Ah. It is a big target, which is kind of interesting. It's a lot of fun, but my goodness, not as survivable as I had hoped, which is kind of weird. let's go and grab.
You ready? Drop that refined coolant into that fracture to get the party started. Won't do anything about these fractures. We'll do it for him. Let's get this fracture sealed.
All right.
Come off the canister while it does its thing.
Honestly, as much as I enjoyed this, I'm gonna have to be honest here. Doing this with a Warframe, or at least with my Gauss, is much more effective. Oh, I'm a bit noisy. That's just kind of weird. I really thought it would be... For some reason, I thought, it's a mech! What happened? Why did it eject me during the transfer? Gotta watch my shields more. Of course, that can be fixed by getting better shields. I need a melee weapon for this thing, really. completely different tactics than I'm used to. I keep wanting to get in close, which is clearly not the best option. And yet, here I am doing it again. Yeah, and you can see. Gotta have a... Doesn't this thing have a melee weapon?
Exploiter loads her arachnoids with refined coolant. They need the thermal regulation when harvesting thermia. We can use that coolant to dilute the thermia and seal these fractures. Go crack open a coolant arachnoid and use its canister on this fracture.
That is interesting, be the polite way of putting this. Not as effective as a Gauss Prime in close combat. Is, in fact, surprisingly short-lived.
Incoming forces! Protect the canister!
Not quite what I thought it would turn out to be honest. Well, they do say, I think, that it's best at medium to long-range engagements. I can sort of see their point. Get too close and you're just an easy target. My understanding is that the other Necramech is better suited for close combat, but I don't have that at the moment, and I guess it's a heck of a grind to get it. Sorry. Not used to the reticle either for some reason.
Diluted thermia could come in handy.
No, I'm not working on fractures. I'm working on leveling up a Necramech. The fractures just seem to be the best way to do it. The Necramech is new. I literally finished building it today. Hey, just... Sorry, I didn't have time to check your name. Hello, just call me Meta. Yeah. So, no, finished building it this morning. I was actually going to do the whole thing, and I thought, no, let's just try and find out where I can go and how it works a little bit. Ended up, by accident, in a Thermia Fracture mission. Which promptly got me ranked up more than I expected. But no, the whole thing about this isn't the Thermia Fractures. It's about leveling up the Necramech.
Won't do anything about these fractures. We'll do it for him. Let's get this.
And Thermia Fractures appeared to be the best way to go, at least for now. I didn't even know all the places you could summon a Necramech to. Landscapes appears to be primarily it. Arbitrations for a couple of minutes. And it's been a learning experience, let's put it that way.
Keep him off the canister while it does its thing.
Honestly, doing these with my Gauss is a much better option. And yeah, this thing is surprisingly delicate. You can see my shield levels practically plummeting. And I've got fast regen on. I say fast regen. It is fast regen. I've got oh, what do they call it? Oh, fast deflection, which is what I use for regular warframes when I'm just leveling them up at the mastery level, and that keeps them alive surprisingly effectively. But it doesn't help that if I can be said to be anything, it's a melee specialist. So I keep wanting to play this the same way, and I'm not fast enough, and I'm too big a target. Which isn't to say this isn't a heck of a lot of fun. I mean, who doesn't like a big machine gun? But you're not going to use this thing as a static defense, at least not at this point. Maybe later it'll work better, but right now it doesn't do good for static defense, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I've only been playing for a few months. Yeah, 568 hours apparently. I definitely need to. I don't know. Can you get a melee weapon on these things? It's obviously got a melee attack. I need that. Can't get used to the reticle for whatever reason. I keep wanting to aim in a different location on the screen. Very strange. Yeah, that's what I gather. So I'm learning how to keep my distance, I suppose. Hey, but you know, I expected it to be a learning process. So different set of attitudes towards this. Keep your distance. Don't treat it like a pillbox. Very, very bad idea. All right. What is that? And where did that come from? Oh, I've got that maxed out. Where did I get the I don't have an Aquabex installed, do I? Okay, I'm going to have to go look at the configuration for this thing. Oh, wait a minute. I could have gone to the arsenal here, couldn't I? Never mind. What would really be nice is a big honking sword on it. Alright, let's have a little look. Okay. Oh! What's that? Oh! What? I didn't even know I had that. Huh. I didn't know what this is. Okay. I didn't know that was even on there, which is really strange. What is it? Okay, what are we gonna do? Oh, it's interesting that it uses archgun mods. Specials? What do you mean by specials?
Oh! Sorry! Artists will play with the volume off.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't actually. I literally got it today, so I know very little about a Necramech. I have had obviously no chance to play it. So yeah. Don't have anything for that. Hang on, what's that do? Oh. Don't know why it's got heat damage. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh no, it doesn't. That makes a lot of sense. So does blast damage. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to for a stationary fire. Okay.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Cut down the...
make the Lotus proud.
Yes, I'm gonna get this. Okie dokie. All right. That thing's a lot of fun, though. Actually, do you know what? Just for fun, there's something I want to try. I'll come back to that, but there's something I want to try on Earth. I want to see. I want to use it as an anti-air aircraft weapon. It should be brilliant as an anti-aircraft weapon. A little bit of overkill here, but let's see. Sorry. Yeah, what I want now is a nice fight with those flying things whose names I can't remember. Because I got a suspicion that would be a lot of fun to try. So how do I fire? How do I fire the mortar? Ooh! That's how I fire a mortar. Got it! That's what I'm doing. Alright, that is stationary. Yeah. Alright, what else have we got? Need more energy. Okay. Of course I do. Yeah, hitting it with your fist doesn't seem to be a great idea. This is a profoundly bad move. Just makes you to a big target. Right, so I do seriously want to get into a fight with some air. Those... Oh, grief. What are they called? Those flying devices that the Grineer use. Roll? Whoa. That's interesting. That's not roll as I remember it. What does this do? Ooh. It's got napalm? That's handy. Ah, here we go. Come here, you lot. You're irritating. This should be a doddle. Yep, that is deeply satisfying. Go. Ooh, that made that a lot easier. There is something deeply satisfying about shooting down a dropship. Yep. That's worth it. Just shooting down dropships is... That was excessive, but fun. Oh, you're welcome to join me. I do kind of have a request. I think all of my friends in the game are actually subscribers. That would be much appreciated. Right. Okay. I am actually going to go back to... Did someone just take a shot at me? I think that's actually a valid anti-aircraft tactic. Right, I'm actually going to go back to Orb Valis, because... thank you very much. And I'm going to go and do Thermia Fractures, because it's so far the best way I've got to rank it up. What's your in-game name, and I'll send you an invite. That's weird. Alright, I will. Add friend. That's interesting. Did I spell that right? Conscious Nagus, Konscious.
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
I don't. Ah, there we go. Friend request sent. That's very peculiar. It's not showing how long I've actually been streaming. Alright, before I do spend a significant amount of time on a fracture mission, I'm actually going to obey the unspoken law of the old man's bladder plus coffee, and I will be right back. Yeah, if you don't mind, Thermia Fractures it is, because it seems so far to be the quickest way for me to level up. So, back in a couple of minutes. one of the downsides of waking up very early, as I tend to do, I have very odd sleeping patterns as I get older, is you end up drinking a lot of coffee. It goes straight through me on sometimes. What am I doing? Thermia fractures. Yes, let's go find a thermia fracture. As you can see, I've done them. I actually only got into doing the thermia fractures because I wanted to get amalgam organ shatter. Why isn't this thing showing my streaming time? How peculiar. And thank you for the sub, I do appreciate it. It's taken me a year to get 296 subscribers. Right, let's find somebody who's willing to okay, we've got a nice close rift. That would be an interesting place. All we need now is somebody with a coolant, whatchamacallit.
We need refined coolant to close the fracture.
Yeah.
Find a coolant arachnoid.
Did it drop a... Oh, there it is. Can I pick this up? Oh. That's not what I wanted. Why didn't it drop a... Oh, did it? My bad.
If Neth won't do anything about these fractures, we'll do it for him. Let's get this fracture sealed.
Oops, sorry.
Loads of arachnoids with refined coolant. They need the thermal regulation when harvesting thermia. We can use that coolant to dilute the thermia and seal these fractures. Go crack open a coolant arachnoid and use its canister on this fracture.
You can put the coolant in whenever you feel like it. Are we waiting for something in particular? Hang on, I thought you had...
We need refined coolant to close the fracture. Find a coolant arachnoid.
Alright. I thought we had one of those. I could have sworn I had one of those. Go on.
You ready? Drop that refined coolant into that fracture to get the party started. Incoming forces! Protect the canister!
Mech still on cooldown. Sorry about that. Just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Strong target. Can't get used to the blasted reticle. Weird. I don't know why I can't.
Fracture sealed. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Why can't I get used to the reticle? That's very strange. Wish I could use archering weapons while I'm in this mode on here. Right. Anybody got a Thermia fracture? Oh, got one here.
You ready? Drop that refined coolant into that fracture to get the party started. Defensive positions. Do not let them destroy the canister.
Excessive, I know. Couldn't resist. How about a little bit of area denial?
Grab the canister and get to another fraction.
Yeah, there we go.
If Neff won't do anything about these fractures, we'll do it for him. Let's get this fracture sealed. Keep him off the canister while it does its thing.
You know, I think I might need to do something about my ducking filter. That's the mechanism which should drop the game noise while I'm talking. It does work, just not as well maybe as I would prefer. Try and fix that later.
Diluted thermia could come in handy.
Not as quick to rank up as a Warframe, it has to be said. I'd hate to think what it would be like without the Thermia fractures. I think we got one here.
Drop that refined coolant into that fracture to get the party started. Positions. Do not let them destroy the canister.
Wasn't watching what I was doing. quiet afterwards. Don't forget to pick up the goodies. That's a mental note to myself. It's not as satisfying shooting down a dropship with a Necramech. It's much more fun to do it with a machine gun. Did we run out of sealant? Do we have to go after another, whatever those things are called that I can't remember? Get one? No, we didn't. That's a data mass we don't need, and I didn't mean to do that.
First layer of security. Plug the data mass into the terminal, then make sure I'm not bothered.
No, I don't want to do that.
And here come the taxmen. Keep them busy while I colonize the base system.
All right. And given the whole point is to rank this thing up. What were we doing that for? Oh, it's this one with this. So I'm guessing we need coolant. Anybody see any coolant? Coolant would be kind of useful.
Just so you know, we hacked that terminal and your current base is gonna go dark. That kicked the nest. Taxman on the way. Hold him off while I finish up.
No idea what we're doing. I'm just setting up situations where I can rank up, I think. I might take a look at Soulframe. Hey, Hiram.
There, we're live. Doors online.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, don't know much about Soulframe. I will have to take a look at it. And furthermore, I've always got the minor problem that will it work with my system? Because don't forget, I'm running Linux, which may or may not work. Right. And right behind you, Conscious Nagus. Yep, I am leveling up a Necramech. I literally got it finished building today. Thermia fractures and things seem to be a fairly good option for it. Although it is a lot of fun at ground to air on Cetus, not Cetus, what's the name of it? Plains of Eidolon. It's a lot of fun for ground to air. Oh, what's this? Technically, we're trying to find coolant, I think.
I can hack that terminal if you want to trade the base you got for this one. Focus incoming. They'll try to stop what I'm doing. They didn't.
Oh, right, okay.
got more work for you, and we can drop in whatever you need.
Well, that went very quiet. Time to pick up the goodies. Oh, right, okay, hang on a second. How much time have I got left? Oh, I got time. I've got about 20 minutes more of this before I have to get on with things before the next live stream, which will be in about 2.5 hours in case anybody's wondering. And it's not Warframe, it's the Long Dark. Alright. Where's the Nef Anyo giant statue? Could it be the Temple of Prophet? Certainly not that, is it?
To keep your feet upon the ground, I place burdens upon your shoulders.
Oh yeah. She's here. There she is. Got one. Right. Yeah, you know what? Not sure that this is necessarily the best Thermia fracture to try and take out, given the proximity of that thing. What the heck?
If Nef won't do anything about these fractures, we'll do it for him. Let's get this fracture sealed. Incoming forces! Protect the canister!
I don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. I know you can't easily shoot her, but... I love these grenade launchers. Hey, you can do a creeping barrage.
Grab it and let's find another faction. Diluted thermia could come in handy.
I think I've got time for one more fracture, and then I can do wind up.
Earlier, children! Leave! Better out than in!
But thank you for the tip about the giant spider. Now I know where to find it, which I did not know previously. Should have figured it out somehow or looked it up, but I sort of never got round to it. What are you trying to do, Conscious Nagus? Oh, are you playing with this thing? What are we trying to do here? Somebody please tell me. Oops. That was not good. Got the Sirocco ranked up. Remember how you take this thing down. Assuming that's what we're trying to do.
Children, destroy our past to build our future!
Keep him off the canister while it does its thing.
The unruly require instruction!
Alright, this is going to have to be the last one. And then I'm going to have to get on with a bit more of my day. Oh, right. I was kind of wondering. I was involved in one takedown. And it didn't go like that. It was quite different, obviously. to be very interesting when I get more mods on this thing.
Fractures sealed. Let's do it again.
And unfortunately, as I said, that was my last one. I have to go wrap up the stream. Thank you, Conscious Nagas, for your assistance, for the sub. I do appreciate it. But like I say, I have to... I've got 2 hours before my next live stream. I've got to set up for it, get up, take a shower, that kind of thing. So I need to get on with that. So, for right now, I am going to head to... the exit. And I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, what? Oh, see. Well, ranked up the Voidrig. That was actually the goal. Wow, it takes a lot longer than it would a Warframe, it has to be said. Oh, right, okay. I shall have to look into that one, Hiram. But of course, I've got to stick a former on this thing at some point, haven't I, to get it up to level 40. That's maxed, that's not maxed. And yes, I've got loads of stuff I haven't got on here, although I do want this. That kicks the shields up to a rather healthy bit. That will make life a little
Well
bit
put together,
easier.
operator. Now get out there and
Just...
make the Lotus proud.
Oh, right. Okay. And we did all that, didn't we? Done, done, done. Oh. There. That should make life a little bit more survivable. Now that I've got my shields up just a little bit, and I need a bit more for that, and then I'll be able to get 100% capacity, but I need a bit more endo, which I will worry about unless I have a statue, which I don't think I do. I don't think I can do anything about that right now. Nope, I don't. That's fine. So... well, that was a little different for me. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for your assistance. Thank you, Conscious Nagus / Just Call Me Meta. Very much appreciate the sub and the help and the advice. Thank you, Hiram, for joining us.
Orders.
And
3 milliseconds when you.
I'll be back in 2 hours with the Long Dark.
You make something else dirty.
2 hours, yes, more or less exactly 2 hours
Again.
for the Long Dark. And then at 1900 hours Greenwich Mean Time, back with Warframe. If I don't see you, I hope you all have a very good day. If I do see you, I hope you all have a very good day. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.